This episode of Source Code News is brought to you by Parties for You. For the best margarita machine rentals in Houston, give them a call. 281-748-0057. That's 281-748-0057. By Cazadores Tequila. When you're in the mood for tequila, buy the best. Cazadores Tequila. And by Alberta's Best Bet Bail Bonds. Don't gamble with your freedom. Give them a call. 713-237-8238. That's 713-237-8238. Welcome to Source Code News. We are live every Thursday night on SCP Radio. We are your number one source in tech and gaming news. Join our chat room on scpradio.com or call in to be a part of the conversation. Perfect. Welcome to Source Code News, episode number 23, recorded on June 15th, 2017. This show brings you the latest in tech, science, and gaming news. We will have product and game reviews as well as unboxings of our latest gadgets, so be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher and on YouTube. And follow us on SoundCloud and all of the social media sites. We do this show live every Thursday night starting around 8:30ish p.m. on scpradio.com. You can also find us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live streaming, as well as scpradio.com. We have audio and video streaming going on there. Also a chat room. So you can go there and chat with us on scpradio.com. And Faithy will be chatting there, ready to answer your questions. Also, you can call in at 832-910-7727. That's 832-910-7727. And ask Faith in person a question, and she'll answer you. Any tech question, science question, Faithy knows it all.
Sure.
She'll tell you right then and there. She won't even have to look it up. All right, so let's mention shooters. Today is Thursday, so today at Shooters we have DJ Iceman and usually DJ Fluffy, except he's out right now, but he should be back next Thursday. But they have the Super Tejano show there on at Shooters on Thursdays. I think it starts around 8:30 or 9 to 2. So make your way out to Shooters at 7337 Spencer Highway, Pasadena, Texas, and go hang out with them. They today is the first day that they're gonna have tequila Cazadores shots, because they didn't sell Cazadores tequila there. So today's the first day they're gonna have tequila from Cazadores, and they're gonna be doing dollar shots from 8 to 10. So get there early. You got 30 minutes left. You can get there and go get you a shot. They're also doing margaritas for $1 from 8 to 10. And those margaritas are made by Parties for You. So they're going to have the Hellraiser out there. If you haven't tried the Hellraiser, you need to go try it. Go to Shooters right now and try it. That's the best margarita you have ever tasted. It's called the Hellraiser. Don't forget, 8 to 10, $1. Go get you the Hellraiser. Go get me one too. I'll be up there. But after that, you can buy it, but it's not going to be $1. It's going to be regular price. And so be sure to go up there and go hang out with the Tejano music, Tejano DJs. All right. And for the rest of the week, starting on Wednesday so far. Right now, Wednesday, we got DJ Jimmy Ray in the mix doing a country power hour. And he also mixes in, all the top 40 pop, hip hop. So he mixes that in also. So go check him out on Wednesday nights at Shooters. Then on Friday we have DJ Tino Latino also playing the best in country, new music, old music, and he does music video mixing. So go check him out on Fridays. And on Saturdays they always have a live band there in Shooters, and they have DJ Tino Latino or DJ Jimmy Ray in the mix on Saturday. So be sure to go check out the live bands. All right, so let's get into some tech news.
Tech news.
All right, so how many of y'all know what Google Drive is?
I heard of it. I always forget what it is, though.
Okay, you know how I do show notes so y'all can follow along? Yeah, well, it's stored on Google Drive. That's how I can share it. And if I make edits on it, y'all will see the edits.
Oh, yeah. I know what that is. I use that all the time at school.
Okay, so in Google Drive, you can create files and like docs or what is it?
Websites.
No, like you can store stuff on it. You know, like pictures. That's what I do. I store a lot of pictures on there from SCP Radio. You can also you have the option to make documents, like you know how Microsoft Office has Word and Excel and Access and all that stuff. Well, this has it also. So on Google Drive, you can make one of those, whatever, start a new one, and then you can share it, which is why I use it, because I can share it with y'all and y'all can see what I'm seeing, and we can go down the line, go down the list on the for the show. So now you Google Drive will soon let you back up your entire computer. So Google Drive is ready to be the answer to all your computer storage needs, and not just the files you create and upload using its cloud-based services like Google Docs and Photos. The search giant just announced a new backup and sync tool, which will give everyday users the chance to save all the files and photos on their PCs to Google Drive. It'll make file management in the cloud a more seamless experience. Rather than creating entirely new folders, the tool will recreate your desktop folder system in Drive. Google says it made the tool with casual Drive users in mind, so this isn't necessarily built for complex systems that businesses tend to use. Instead, it will give individual users an easier way to back up their files. The new tool lets you select folders on your computer to be backed up on Drive. If you don't pay for extra storage and you have a ton of files on your desktop, you might go over the 15 gig limit offered in free accounts. But you can always pay for more storage or manage your backup files to fix that issue. Google will debut the new feature later this month on June 28th, with business class G Suite subscribers getting the functionality with the upcoming Drive file stream feature later this year. So that's pretty cool. It's always good to have a backup of your computer. If the hard drive dies, you're not going to have, if you have all your pictures on that hard drive,
You're going to lose all of it.
you lose it all. There's no coming back from that. I mean, you can try to take it to a hard drive recovery company. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg because they know, first of all, it's hard. What they'll do is I think they remove the platters and put them in another case and try to get the stuff off. I'm not 100% sure how they do it, but that's what I think it is. But if they can, and they know that you're not going to get it any other way, so they can charge you an arm and a leg. Like they don't care. They're like, hey, do you want me to do it or not? Or actually, do you want me to attempt to do it? Because I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. So you pay them, and hopefully you get it. Hopefully you get the files. But instead of having to worry, have that headache, you pay right here for more storage on Google Drive. Set up their little tool that they have, and let everything back up to that. That's a good idea. That's something that I would do. It's a smart thing to do. Because even if they steal your computer, you lose all your stuff. Somebody's gonna wipe that hard drive and use it for themselves. So that's it's smart. most people don't back up until they lose all their stuff, and then they're like, crap, why didn't I back up? So then their next computer, they start to back up. Don't do that. Back up before you lose your first
Mhm.
hard drive. Be preemptive on this. And remember, I told you. So when this shit happens, don't come back and say, well, y'all didn't. No, we said. So back up your stuff. Google's making it really easy to back up your stuff. So just follow them. Do the tool pay, whatever it is. I'm not sure how much their storage costs, but I would pay it and back up your stuff, especially your pictures. If you have a lot of family pictures, baby pictures, save that stuff. All right. Next, it takes a smart city to make cars truly autonomous. This is Faithy's favorite topic.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
So, artificial intelligence is driving the autonomous car. Coupled with robust computers, automobiles of the future will be more powerful than any other device we own. But they'll only be as powerful as their surrounding allows. If your vehicle doesn't know about traffic jam along its route, it's like human counterparts. It'll get stuck in gridlock. That's where connectivity comes in. When self-driving cars hit the road, they'll not only be computing juggernauts, but also sharing data with everything all the time. One of the places where connected infrastructure is already being built is Nevada. More accurately, Las Vegas. The city, known for gambling, has to deal with 42 million tourists and the traffic they bring with them every year. Controlling all of that is the Regional Transportation Commission of Southern Nevada. The agency oversees all the city and surrounding areas' transit infrastructure and has been proactive in its embrace of vehicle communication, including working with Audi on its traffic light countdown system that displays the time before light turns green on the dash of the car. I mentioned that on a previous show where if you're in an Audi, you get up to a light, you just show up, it's a red light. You look on your little dash there, and it has a countdown. It's telling you when the light's about to turn green. So if it says 10 seconds, pull out your phone, look at the message, 10 seconds, and you're like, all right, it's time to go. And then you can put your phone down. You don't have to sit there and worry that the moment I look away, it turns green, and then everybody's honking and all this stuff, because it tells you in how much time it's going to turn green. So, Las Vegas is steady, working with these companies to allow all this stuff, all this smart stuff. So helping to navigate Nevada's foray into vehicle-to-infrastructure communications is the Nevada Center for Advanced Mobility, with facilities which facilitates partnerships between the state and private and academic entities. Innovation Director Dan Langford told Engadget that the goal is to create a safer, smoother transportation and pedestrian experience for residents, visitors, and businesses working within the state. So, okay, but the state is doing more than just looking at ways to make traffic flow smoothly and helping folks to get to their destination. It's actively implementing solutions. Agencies that traditionally deal with slow-moving transportation projects and bureaucracy are acting quickly as new sensors, applications, and data become available. The level of risk and innovation that some of the agencies are open to has increased, Langford said. So that's a good thing. Nevada's constantly working with all these new companies, bringing in new tech into the city, which, like they said, the new cars of the future are going to be constantly communicating with its surroundings, saying, I'm on this street, I'm on this lane, I'm traveling at this speed, and my intention is to turn left at the next corner. It's going to be telling everything. Cars, it's going to be telling other cars that. The cars are going to be like, okay, I'm ahead of you. I know you're behind me now, and I know to stay, you need to stay away from me. I'm a little bit ahead of you. It talks to the lights. It knows the light says, well, I'm about to turn red, so you need to start slowing down. So it knows that. It's going to know everything. Like when there's traffic jams, there's probably a lot of cameras everywhere. The camera can say, whoa, I spotted a traffic jam up front. You're going to have to slow down or make a detour. So the car knows all this input. It's constantly updating, telling it what it's doing and receiving info. So that's what they're saying, that's what it's going to be needed in order to have these actual autonomous cars that will run on their own. Nobody's gonna mess with them. Nobody's gonna have to. That's when you can get in the car, tell it, "Hey, take me to work," and go to sleep. And all of a sudden, you stop moving. You wake up. You're like, "Oh, I'm at work," and you don't have to pay attention because those are gonna be completely autonomous vehicles. But it needs, like they say, you need the city to help. The car can't do it on its own. It needs info. It needs input. Like Johnny Five, more input. You remember Johnny Five?
God, dude. Oh my god.
Alrighty then. You get the Cazadores? Let's mention our sponsor right quick. Hey bartender, we need a round of shots.
Do you want what everybody else is having, or do you want the best of the best?
Of course we want the best of the best.
Well then, Tequila Cazadores is the one for you.
For those special moments in your life, whether it's a special occasion or just a day relaxing with your friends, drink the best of the best, Tequila Cazadores.
Science news.
Moving on to science. So scientists are now saying that the sun probably lost a binary twin billions of years ago. So how does that sound?
What the heck is a binary twin?
Another sun that was maybe locked, to the sun. Like maybe they were circling each other. They were so billions of years ago. If we were around, we might have two suns. There might have been two suns in the sky, or there may never have been darkness. If they were far apart or whatever, to where, one may be on this side and one on that side. You never have darkness.
What? No two daughters? Yeah, two sons, but no two daughters.
Two sons with two daughters. Oh Lord. Anyways, so okay, for Earthlings, like life under a single sun is just the way it is. But with the development of modern astronomy, we've become aware of the fact that the universe is filled with binary and even triple star systems. Hence, if life doesn't exist on planets beyond our solar system, much of it could be accustomed to growing up under two or even three suns. For centuries, astronomers have wondered why the difference exists and how star systems came to be. Whereas some astronomers argue that individual stars formed and acquired companions over time, others have suggested that systems began with multiple stars and lost their companions over time. According to a new study by a team from UC Berkeley and the Harvard Smithsonian Center of Astrophysics, it appears that the solar system and other sun-like stars may have started out as binary systems billions of years ago. The study, titled Embedded Binaries and Their Dense Cores, was recently accepted for publication in the monthly notices of the Royal Astronomy Society. In it, Sarah Sadavoy, a radio astronomer from the Max Planck Institute of Astronomy and the CFA, and Stephen W. Stoller, a theoretical physicist from UC Berkeley, explained how a radio survey of a star nursery led them to conclude that all sun-like stars began as binaries. They began by examining the results of the first radio survey of the giant molecular cloud located about 600 light years from Earth in the Perseus constellation, aka the Perseus molecular cloud. I said it twice. This survey, known as the VLA ALMA Nascent Disk and Multiplicity survey, replied the Very Large Array in New Mexico. What'd you say?
Relied.
Oh, relayed
something.
Maybe it's
I don't
supposed
know.
to be relayed.
I don't know how to read
The
this.
Very Large Array in New Mexico and the Atacama Large Submillimeter Array, ALMA, that's what that is, in Chile, to conduct the first survey of the young stars, 4 million year old stars, in this star forming region. For several decades, astronomers have known that stars are born inside stellar nurseries, which are the dense cores that exist within immense clouds of dust and cold, molecular hydrogen. Um, these clouds look like holes in the star field when viewed through an optical telescope, thanks to all the dust grains that obscure light coming from the stars forming within them and from background stars. So you notice on that picture, there's like a spot there where stars are missing, which is that there's so much dust and stuff. It's blocking the stars behind it. But with all that stuff, it combines, because gravity pushes it together, and then it gets heavier, denser, and the gravity pushes harder, and it gets more dense, and gravity gets stronger, and it creates a star out of that cloud of dust. So they know that. Okay, so see, radio surveys are the only way to probe these star-forming regions, since the dust grains emit radio transmissions and also do not block them. For years, Stoller has been attempting to get radio astronomers to examine molecular clouds in the hope of gathering information on the formation of young stars inside them. To this end, he approached Sarah Sadavoy, a member of the Van Damme team, and proposed a collaboration. The two began their work together by conducting new observations of both single and binary stars within the dense core regions of the Perseus cloud. As Sadavoy explained in the Berkeley News press release, the duo were looking for clues as to whether young stars formed as individuals or in pairs. Their observations of the Perseus cloud revealed a series of Class O and Class 1 stars, those that are 500,000 years old and 500,000 to 1 million years old, respectively, that were surrounded by egg-shaped cocoons. These observations were then combined with the results from Van Damme and other surveys of star-forming regions, including Gold Belt Survey and data gathered by Scuba 2 instrument on the James Clerk Maxwell Telescope in Hawaii. From this, they created a census of stars within the Perseus cloud, which included 55 young stars in 24 multiple star systems, all but 5 of them binary, and 45 single star systems. What they observed was that all of the widely separated binary systems, separated by more than 500 AUs, were very young systems containing 2 Class 0 stars that tended to be aligned with the long axis of their egg-shaped dense cores. Meanwhile, the slighter older Class 1 binary stars were closer together and did not have the same tendency as far as their alignment was concerned. From this, the study authors began mathematically modeling multiple scenarios to explain this distribution, and concluded that all stars with masses comparable to our sun start off as wide Class O binaries. They further concluded that 60% of these split up over time, while the rest shrink to form tight binaries. So with their, with this survey or whatever, they see that our type of stars always begin in binaries. So by figuring that out, now they're going to assume that our star, our sun, had a brother.
Probably.
So, and then they saw that right away, soon after they're created, one, shrinks into nothing, or they get close and they become like closer binary stars. But like ours, that they were separated more than the other type. So, all right, let me see. Let's go ahead and talk about gaming news. Let's do the gaming news.
Game news.
Okay, Xbox One avatars will support wheelchairs, prosthetic limbs, pregnancy, unicorns, and a lot more. So, you guys remember the avatars they have on the Xbox 360. We kind of, I don't really see them on the Xbox One. Do we? Not really, right? They're not front and center like they were in the 360. In the 360, you had their own page of an avatar, and they would
And all
sit
your
there
achievements
and wave
stuff.
at you and all that. Now I think it's a smaller picture.
Yeah.
So I don't. They're back to gamer pics, I think, but the avatars are coming back, and they're gonna be, you know, like way more customizable than ever before. So remember avatars. Xbox answer to the uber popular Mii's of yesteryear. What are the Mii's?
Huh?
What were Mii's?
The avatar?
Those were the ones from the Wii.
Oh yeah. Huh?
The little ones that walk around, you just see them walking around doing nothing. Yeah. So Microsoft came out with the avatars when you know the Wii came out with the Mii's. So in E3 2017, Microsoft revealed that the avatars are coming back, and this time with a ton of expanded customization options. Revamped avatars will launch on Xbox One this fall, and you can get a quick taste of what's to come with a new trailer. So check out their trailer. It shows you the unicorn that they're talking about. It shows you if you're in a wheelchair, you can get an avatar in a wheelchair. If you got a missing arm and you have a prosthetic, they have avatars with prosthetics. Same with a leg, with a missing arm, whatever. If you're pregnant, you know, for those mamas out there that are playing Xbox, they can show that they're pregnant there with their avatar. So it's very customizable. Okay, it looks like the cartoon representations of our digital selves will be quite a bit more varied, both in what they can do and how they look. These accommodations for various disabilities, including wheelchairs and prosthetic limbs, a wider gamut of body shapes, new costumes and accessories, the ability to change your color palette, even the ability to make your avatar pregnant. Who knows how much the avatars will play into your Xbox One profile? The current dashboard isn't like the Xbox 360 where we saw them constantly. Still, more options seem like a good thing, and I'm happy people will be able to represent themselves in new ways when the feature hits. So cool. I mean, I didn't really care too much about them. I always customized mine and changed the shirt and stuff when it was like Christmas. I put him a Christmas hat or something, put a Christmas shirt on, but that was about it. I didn't really do much. You couldn't do much with them, right? Not much. They're just there to look at.
Yeah.
So,
I always liked those.
yeah. So I didn't care too much, but I want to see how they look on the.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I'm not gonna sit there and play with it all day, but.
I probably would, but
Yeah, because it's kind of like a doll, and that's something you would do, you know. All right, Faithy, you ready to get this one?
okay. Crackdown 3 can be finished in less than 3 hours if you're in a hurry, but it will typically take more than 12. Crackdown 3's explosive sandbox can be blasted through if you're in a hurry in less than 3 hours. Developer Sumo Digital has said 2.5 to be precise. Trash a city for a couple of hours and you're done. With all the collectibles, secrets, and ancillary stuff, the game is obviously too big to be fully completed in less than 3 hours, and a typical playthrough will take about 12 to 16 hours. If you start a game with an agent from a previous save, however, you should be able to rush to the big bad kingpin, take him out, and then watch the credits roll. That's what we're doing internally, Sumo Digital told PC Games M, and we can guarantee that's what other people would do as well. Even 12 to 16 hours seems short for an open world romp. Not that this is a complaint. With more and more open world games launching, it becomes impossible to really put the time in when most of them are around 30 to 50 hours long. Crackdown 3 is due out on November 7th.
All right, so Faithy, you did you ever like the Crackdown series, the Crackdown games?
I never
You never really
played
played them.
it.
So Crackdown 1, of course, everybody loves. You know, Crackdown 2, I played for a little bit, got bored. I don't know. This one reminds me more of 2 than 3. I just saw a little trailer, so I'm not too hyped about it. I get where they say that you can finish it in as little as
3 hours.
3 hours, because on Crackdown 1, after I beat the game, I was like, oh, I could have beat this right away, because instead I went and followed all these things. I played all these extra stuff, but I started it over, from scratch, and I went and just built up my power, my speed, and my strength, and then I skipped over, like I climbed buildings to just fight the boss. I skipped all his underlings that I had to fight. I just climbed the building from the back, got to the boss, killed him right away, went to the next boss, killed him right away, went to the next one, and I was like, oh, you can beat this really fast.
Wow.
But it's not as fun. It was more fun the first way I played it, the first way where I slowly got my speed up and my power, everything got real strong. I maxed everything, max level. I was looking for orbs. I was playing all the racing and all these different things, getting my car souped up and all this stuff. And that was more fun than just skipping to go beat the bosses. And once you kill the bosses, it's game over.
Yeah.
So I can see that it's probably something similar. It's why they're saying you can beat it in 3 hours. But I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this Crackdown. I still I have something that I want to buy it. I want to get it.
No.
I want to play it. I want to see how it is. But I don't know. It might not be worth it.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It looks cool on, they had what's his face on the guy from the actor, what's his name? They had him on the Xbox Live, the E3 thing. He came out, as the the guy that's always the muscle dude, the big.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
White Chicks.
He was from White Chicks. He does all the Old Spice commercials. What's his face?
Dang.
I have it at the tip of my tongue. I know his name. Come on. I can't think of it. But anyways, the real muscular dude that he's always on Old Spice, and he's like, he makes he put these things where it played instruments, and he would move his chest and he would hit the drums, and and he was making his back move, and he was hitting something else, and he started playing like a whole band with just his muscles.
That's disgusting.
But yeah, that's that dude. They had him at the beginning of the trailer, and he's up there with the gun and stuff. So all right, next up is the new God of War.
Yes.
So whoever wrote this article says the new God of War might finally make Kratos interesting. I don't know what they mean by that, because he's always been interesting. I've always liked that Greek mythology or whatever. All that stuff. It's always interested me. Let me see. Sony may have shown more of the new God of War at their press conference Monday, but there's still a lot they haven't explained about the game. A few things are clear. Kratos is a dad, and the focus had shifted from Greek mythology to Norse mythology. I sat down with the game's director, Cory Barlog, today at E3 I didn't, but this guy did, to get a better sense of what's in store for the angry Spartan. There's so much more to the adventure than just boss fights, Barlog says, as he walked a group of journalists through the trailer we'd watch at the Sony press conference. His presentation didn't focus on monsters or killing, but rather on character and emotions. The main sense that they got as Barlog talked was that this new God of War is about moving forward. The end of the main trilogy saw Kratos' violent rage lead to the destruction of much of his own world. The shift to a new setting also heralds a change for Kratos. He is not quite the vicious whirlwind of death that he was in previous games. Kratos is now breakable. The presentation focused on character relationships. Gone are the days of the angry Kratos who spurned aid and used random strangers as door jams. Kratos' bond with his son expresses itself mechanically as well as narratively. During certain combat sequences, players will actually take control of the sun. Okay, so that was a question of mine. Is the sun going to be playable? In one instance, leaping off Kratos' back and switching in order to shoot some arrows to harass enemies. As players progress, they will be able to teach the boy new abilities, much like they would Kratos. The whole thing sounds like a smart way to express the father-son, master-student relationship through the game's combat. Kratos' son will also interact with men and women he and his father come across in their travels. He's a liaison for his father, who doesn't know the language. Barlog compared the scenario to that of his own home life with his bilingual son, who has taken teaching him Swedish. Beyond the central relationship of Kratos and his son, the game will allow players to befriend allies who will also be able to help out. One of those allies is the dwarf Sindri. Okay, Cindy's not a dwarf. Sindri, who
Rude.
crafted the legendary hammer Mjolnir, aka Meow Meow.
Meow meow.
Well, because I don't know how to say that. That's why they said. He's a weapons merchant. Sure, but if you interact with him, it'll eventually lead to a reconciliation with his estranged brother, Brocker. God of War will still have plenty of brutal combat and bloody executions. But the Kratos Barlog described sounded far less like the unlikable brute of past games. But we like the unlikable brute. When asked if that was a deliberate response to those who criticized Kratos as being one-dimensional character, Barlog disagreed that the changes were quite so dramatically motivated, but acknowledged the change. Who I was and how I view the world is different now, Barlog says. We had initially embraced the concept that Kratos was an anti-hero. You didn't want to root for him, but how interesting would it be to take a person who had fallen and figure out how they will pick themselves back up? How that will manifest in the final game remains to be seen, but it's clear that the Kratos we knew has been left behind. The new guy might not be a hero, but he might finally become a decent person. He's not going to become a paladin who is going around righting wrongs, Barlog says, but he does need to learn how to make his life not horrible. So I don't mind that. I mean, they're saying he's not going to be as crazy as he was. I mean, still, you're the one playing him. I mean, when you're fighting, it's brutal. I mean, you see the thing. It's a brutal way that he fights. So they're talking about the story. The story's he's not gonna show, so much anger. But I wanna either play that game, see how it is and stuff. So
Just be patient.
all right, Faith, to get the next one. The Lego World.
Lego Worlds rocket into space next month. Now that the game save eating bug issues seem to be behind us, it's time for Lego Worlds to do happier things like announcing a Switch version for the fall and a content expansion that explores one of the oldest and most beloved themes in the toys line's history, Lego Space. LEGO's been transporting children of all ages into outer space since the late 70s when the first classic space sets were released, featuring rockets and rovers and little yellow minifigures sporting colored spacesuits. Sets like the one on display at the LEGO Worlds booth at E3 this week are what made many children, myself included, fall in love with the building bricks in the first place. So it makes sense that the LEGO Worlds' first themed downloadable content pack is Classic Space, available on July 5th on Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4. The $3.99 pack includes classic vehicles and characters, as well as an entire classic space-themed world. LEGO Worlds is also expanding to the Nintendo Switch this fall, with physical versions of the game, including Classic Space and one other themed DLC pack. Fingers crossed for Fabuland.
Cool. Turn on his mic.
No, I don't know what that is. I mean, I played games that are made with the
No,
Lego things, but I don't know what that is.
It's you go to different worlds and then you just collect stuff and then you just start building stuff with Legos. My brother plays that all the time.
Mikey has it. Does his
I
mic have
don't
it?
know.
I don't know.
Even if he did, he probably wouldn't let me
No,
play.
I think he has his Dimension one, the one that
Yeah,
you
he has Lego
He has
Dimensions.
Yeah.
Dimensions. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Cool.
I played it. It's not for me. I rather just stick with Minecraft. It's if I want to build something.
I'd probably want to play it.
Oh, man. And hello, I'm here finally.
So Hector showed up.
Hector or Hector?
2 hours late. How long?
Hector.
We're in the games.
Games. I
Um,
just pressed one and said Lego.
Yeah, right after the Lego one, Metro Exodus. So, did you watch any of the conferences? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you watch PlayStation?
No, I just heard a
Did
little
it
bit
fall
about
off?
it. I heard a little bit about it.
Push it in. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they focus more on the God of War and
Yeah.
yeah.
But I did
No,
notice
so-
that it wasn't as exciting.
Yeah.
They would put game, and then that game would end, and then the next game would start. That game would end, the next game would start, and nobody would come out
And talk
to
about
talk, you know. And I'm used to the game creators come out and they're like, all right, well, we want to mention our new game. It has this, that, and the other. We got this new stuff. Here's some gameplay. No, they would just, all right, next game. Bam. Okay, next
so
game.
it was just the trailer or the gameplay?
Trailer, next trailer, next
Okay,
trailer, next
Yeah.
trailer.
But it was like a full trailer, not like
Yeah, yeah.
the Microsoft one where it was just snippet of the games all together in one video.
Yeah, no. But when Microsoft did theirs, they actually had people come out and talk. Then they play a trailer, and then the guys would do a gameplay thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't watch all of Sony's. So I watched toward the end. You know, I caught the end part, and it was they were showing VR, all the VR
okay.
games. They were like, bam, next game VR for PlayStation Pro VR, and they would show it. None of them caught my attention except for one of the VR games where it looked like you were in Call of Duty kind of. You had a gun and you were hiding behind something. So I'm assuming you have to be doing that. You have to be ducking and all that stuff. I don't know. And that one looked kind of cool because people were running across like that, and he had to follow it, with the gun, and he had, you got to do, if you're playing VR, unless you have a controller in your hand.
Yeah.
You have a controller in your hand, and that's not
it just it beats the purpose.
Yeah, because I expect VR that you're moving your arms, and that's what's moving the gun. So that's what I was like. If it's that, then yeah, I think that game's cool. You know, I was saying also, other than God of War, of course, God of War is their main game. I didn't get to see the trailer for what's their Lara Croft, the guy one,
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Oh,
I think they had an Uncharted game. I heard. I didn't see it, so I had
Uncharted 4 or something.
5
Or
or
10. I don't know.
I don't know.
Each year they're making new.
Yeah.
38.
So, but I mean, they're high quality games. I just haven't played them because I don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah.
But the one that really caught my attention was the Spider-Man.
Yeah, that looked nice.
That
was
freaking
good.
looked awesome. I'm like, awesome! It's gonna come, and then it's
It
exclusive.
says Sony
Exclusive.
thing. I'm like, ah.
I'm like, really?
But
I'm-
people were complaining because it was one of those. You have to time it and press the button when the stuff is moving or whatever.
Yeah,
So
but
people were like, no, I just want to like push it if I could just move it or something like. Push the
Yeah,
whatever
quick
the-
time events.
Uh-huh.
It had a lot of quick time events, but a lot of the games, to be cinematic, when you're in the middle of the action, you're fighting, you're doing regular stuff, you're shooting, you're doing, and then it gets so intense, and all of a sudden it slows down, and then boom, you got to push a button, boom, you got to push a button, and you got to do it before it runs out.
Yeah.
that's how God of War is. I mean, you're slashing,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
slashing.
yeah.
When you get toward the end of the beating the guy, then there's a lot of quick time events.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people hate quick time events, but I don't mind them as long as they use them sparingly. If they don't use them every time you're fighting with somebody, you have to use a quick time. That sucks. But if you beat all the smaller guys like nothing, normal, and then you get to the boss and you're fighting him, all of a sudden you got to do a couple of quick time events, I don't mind. You know, it kind of changes up the constant hack and slash. It changes it up a bit. So, but yeah, Spider-Man looked awesome. I remember a Spider-Man for the I think it was PlayStation 2. And you would swing. You were just constantly swinging through the city. And this one's like that. This guy's trying to catch a helicopter, and then he ends up getting on the helicopter or catching it with the web, and then it starts to fall, and
then he makes like a spider web.
he makes
thing.
a big old spider web so the helicopter can get stuck and not fall on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw one scene where like the crane or something was falling, and he's like,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he's
sticking
getting
it to the
sticking
the
it to
building,
the wall.
to
Yeah,
the buildings, and I'm like, okay.
yeah. But I was like, I would like to get that game, but
Yeah.
it's for the PlayStation only.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people complained that they were not impressed with the PlayStation.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like top
No.
3 or whatever.
I listened to VGO. We had Matt on, Matt Bradford. He's, from VGO, formerly from VGO. I listened to them, and they said the same. They said they give Xbox like number 1 spot, PlayStation number 2, and then Nintendo was number 3. But they're like, Nintendo didn't even come out on E3. They did it.
It's just like a live stream or something.
They
Just
did the
like,
Nintendo Direct on the console. So they're like, it was like a 30-minute thing. I don't know, 20-something minute thing. And they were like, they didn't show nothing interesting. And the games, like, they only got like 2 games coming out this year. All the other stuff is coming out next year. So they were even John from VGO, who is a humongous Nintendo fan. He anything Nintendo does, they did it correctly. Like, he can't.
He's a fanboy.
Yeah,
Like,
he never. They do no wrong, according to him. He was like, I can't give him nothing. They were in third place. I was like,
Well,
wow.
I heard that Ubisoft was really good.
I didn't watch that one. I need to
Yeah.
watch that one.
I watched parts of it. I didn't watch it, but they did a lot of gameplays of Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that looks nice.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can get back into Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, now I'm playing which one? Assassin's Creed 3 right now, the one that was free.
Oh yeah.
And I just get annoyed because every Assassin's Creed is the same thing, but like they should give an option like for people that are returning to the series, like just skip the tutorial and everything because the tutorial is annoying.
I know.
I'm like, I already know how to
really?
do this. And,
Yeah.
Well, and then I didn't know Assassin's Creed 3 was like one of the older games. Like I think it's before Black Flag or something. I don't know. Have you played Black Flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Black Flag has a lot of movements and everything. And I
Yeah.
tried to do those, and I couldn't do it in the game. I'm like, I'm frustrated.
Oh.
I'm like limited to the stuff I could do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah. I guess that's what you get. We're playing an old game.
Yeah. So that one game that they made a big deal. You were mentioning one time you were playing a game. It was free though.
Oh yeah, I was talking about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Battleground.
Yeah, that's not the free one though.
No, that's not the free one.
Yeah.
But that's coming to Xbox.
Yes.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, when my brothers we were all watching it in the living room. We're like, oh my god! I was heating up something in the microwave, and then I heard PlayerUnknown's, and I'm like, wait! I stopped what I was doing. I'm like, don't tell me you're gonna say Battlegrounds. And then my brother's like, what? I'm like, yeah, Battlegrounds. And then PlayerUnknown's, and the guy came like, oh yeah, Battlegrounds is the best streaming one. And
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was actually real popular on
Hell
Twitch
yeah.
and everything. People watch
That's
crap
the-
out of that.
Yeah.
And I don't really watch people on.
You don't watch
Twitch,
people
No.
play games, but they say watching games is more popular than Netflix and YouTube put together.
Yeah, well, I watch gameplays just like videos, but not live streams.
Okay. So that Battlegrounds is like number 1 in PC.
Oh, yeah.
arena games or whatever they call it. So it's 100 people, and you're one of the 100. They drop you from a plane into a city or whatever, and then you got to pick up guns, and you got to hide, and you kill everybody, right? So everybody's killing everybody. The one that wins is the last one standing. So if you die, you die. That's game over for you. So a lot of people either run out there and start trying to get kills, or they hide and try to wait till the last
be
person
hiding.
and then come and kill the last person.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Now, I think that's cool. I don't know if that would be a game I play a lot, but I want to try it. You know, and if it's coming out, I'll probably get it. I'll probably get it for Mikey and go play it on his Xbox, and then be like, all right, I see what it's about.
Yeah, it's
But-
pretty. It looks pretty fun. Yeah. Like the one I play, you have a border, so you have to run to
Yeah.
the middle.
You have to run to the
and
middle. Yeah.
You better hope nobody sees you running, if not, and get shot.
Yeah.
I'd be terrible at that game.
So, that one I think is a big deal because it's exclusive, at least.
Well, it didn't
Timed.
say. I think it was like not exclusive only to Xbox. It's like they get it first.
They get it
So-
first, but it's a
so-
timed exclusive. That's
Yeah.
what that is. It's a timed exclusive. It might be a month.
You never know. Yeah.
It might be more.
Yeah.
Usually, like Call of Duty's like a month exclusive
month, yeah.
to PlayStation,
Yeah.
right? So you get the game first, or you get
You get the DLC
the
first.
DLC first.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. So I think that's a big deal for Xbox is to get that Battlegrounds. The other one is the part 2 of that game that we already played, Bungie. What's it called?
Bungie.
What did Bungie?
Destiny.
Destiny 2, and the game that looks like Destiny, Anthem, or what is it called? Did you see that one?
Is it the last trailer they showed?
The last one.
Yeah, that one looked cool. I'm like,
Okay, I saw that. I watched it a few times. I was like, holy crap. I'm going to quit SCP Radio and I'm going to start playing Anthem from now on. But it's not coming out till next year.
yeah.
But I was like, the dude gets in a suit and I was like, oh, Lord, here comes another Spartan.
Yeah, no.
You know
What's
what?
the one with the robots? Titanfall.
Titanfall, but
Yeah.
but those are big robots.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is just a little bit bigger than you. You're in a suit. It fits around you. It's not that much bigger.
Oh, okay.
So you're like a Spartan. You're in that armor, And so I'm like, oh Lord, they get in the thing. I'm like, come on, y'all couldn't think of something better. And then she's standing there on a ledge, looking down in the forest into the world. I'm like, isn't this kind of like Destiny? I seen Destiny. It reminded me a lot of Destiny. And I'm like, and I remember I liked Destiny when I first saw it, and when I played it, I just played it a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So it might be the same with this game.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm like, what tripped me out is they're looking. I'm like, so how are they gonna get there? Then she jumps and starts flying like freaking Iron Man. I was like, really? You got Iron Man shit here? Hell yeah! And then they go into the water, and they're flying and they fly and they go into the water. Now they're using that to propel themselves in the water. So it's like they're flying in the water, right? That
Swimming.
thing's they're not swimming. They're not swimming.
Looks
They're
you're
like
flying when
they're
you're swimming.
yeah. That thing's propelling them through the water. It's like they got jets or something, right? They're going through the water and there's animals and stuff down there, fish, and then they come out and fly out of the water, and they land and start running. I'm like, holy crap! And at the end, they get a message that there's a big storm coming their way, right? And so they get more people on their team show up. And they're like, all right, well, what are we going to do? They see this electrical storm. Just
Oh my God.
stuff is flying. The wind's blowing real strong. And they're like, wow, this is crazy. And then they're like, so what do we do? Go through that? And they're like, yeah, let's go through there. So they're like, all right, see you on the other side. And they take off flying through the storm, But I was like, that looks like you play it one night and you'll have stories to tell. Do you believe this shit happened? I can't believe it. This animal attacked us while we were fighting over here. And, we saw this weird looking animal that we never seen before. And, that's the type of game that it looks like, And I was like, wow, I'd really like to play that.
Mm-hmm.
So that one I was excited about that game. Did you see any? Oh, and the one we're about to talk about, Metro Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
That one looked awesome. That's one that they have you got to put on like a breathing apparatus when you go down in this. I don't know if it's like sewers or something. There's animals, big dogs that attack you and stuff, and you can't breathe down there because it's like toxic gas.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have this mask on, and so you hear him trying to breathe in there, and every time he breathes out, it fogs up your screen, So it's crazy. I know on the older Metro I played, you had to constantly find filters to replace the filter on the mask, and because you would be breathing and it shows you how much more the filter's working. When it stops working, you can't breathe anymore. You start to suffocate and you'll get poisoned, So you have to look for another filter, swap it out, and then start going again. But this Metro Exodus looks way better than the old games. This looked very interesting too. So this one might be one to get. Like I said, I'll probably get it and then play it a little bit and give it to Mikey. So okay, let's mention this one. When Metro Exodus was unveiled at E3, it looked very much like a mix of the previous Metro games and Stalker. Do y'all know Stalker?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Particularly when we got a look at Artyom's large map. It suggested an open world affair. That's not quite what it is, however. First and foremost, we're not moving away from classic linear Metro gameplay. The executive producer John Block told PC Games. We still have that, but what we're doing with this new gameplay is more like sandbox survival. So like Stalker, there are still these large areas to explore, but it's less aimless. These large levels that offer a lot more freedom, they're non-linear, but will have a story wrapped into them. Block explained. So the story will carry through across the non-linear and linear levels. Non-linear levels. I'm glad that we're doing away with what was one of Metro's greatest. I'm glad they're not doing away with one of Metro's greatest strengths. I'm like, wait a minute. He's glad that they're doing away with it. The linear.
Linearity.
Huh? Linearity allowed the developers to create a lot more tension and terrifying encounters. And the chaos of the completely open world where you can go anywhere and do anything whenever you want doesn't really fit with that comfortably. Metro Exodus is due out in 2018. So that's another game that's coming out next year. Faithy, why don't you pick up the next one?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 asks for the benefit of the doubt. When I first saw The Force Awakens, a fine production that is better than Rogue One in every conceivable way, I left wanting to know more about the period between Return of the Jedi and the new film. And as a finger on the monkey's paw curled, Disney released some comic books and novels designed to explore that exact period in space history, all of which directly violated my own prime directive to consume as little Star Wars expanded universe material as possible. Yet here I am, somewhat enthusiastic about a story that commits many of the Star Wars expanded universe cardinal sins. It introduces a series of brand new characters who are super important, but can't really affect the world state in any meaningful way, because the next movie is a foregone conclusion movie. Characters show up but are unable to change beyond what we understand because they have to be in a certain state by the next film, and I can only pronounce or spell half of the characters' names. But there is something to Battlefront 2 stories, even if it's just a framework. You play as elite stormtrooper Iden Versio, with her story picking up right after the end of Return of the Jedi and spanning the next 30 years until The Force Awakens. That setup alone carries tons of potential. It's okay that Versio and her Inferno squad won't be able to affect the overall story of the series because we're going to spend 3 decades with these characters. Battlefront 2 won't be about how some nameless soldier flew an X-Wing that one time during that one Death Star assault. It'll be about how the life of this person is directly affected by the large-scale history of the galaxy. It's a shame the moment-to-moment gunplay feels almost identical to 2015 Star Wars Battlefront. I never really got behind the internet's collective desire for a single-player campaign, in part because the gamers' arsenal of futuristic weaponry felt limp and unsatisfying at the time. Battlefront, both the rebooted series and the classic PlayStation 2 and Xbox games, really shines in the large-scale multiplayer brouhahas. I didn't get to play the multiplayer, but I've hear what? But I've heard. That doesn't make sense.
Heard?
Yeah.
Oh, but I've heard encouraging things, namely that vehicles spawn in the environment like a Battlefield game, rather than the previous game's new nebulous power-ups. Heroes like Great or Death Maul can be activated after players earn enough battle points, kind of like the Dota 2 store. I assume I've never played Dota 2. These are improvements, but they're only hypothetical until I can get my hands on the game long term. What I did play of the single player campaign did little to dissuade my enthusiasm for the story or my skepticism about whether this game's mechanics could support a full shooter campaign. I was told my demo was set to God mode, so I'm not going to hold a lack of challenge against the game, but pulling the trigger on your controller and making your gun fire just doesn't feel all that exciting. It's the pew pew onomatopoeia turned into a video game mechanic. It's possible Battlefront 2 could offset that feeling with rollicking set pieces or character-driven storytelling. But right now, the best stuff in the game has been relegated to cutscenes.
Okay, so one thing about Star Wars Battlefront, you know, in the title it says it asks for the benefit of the doubt, because when it came out, when Xbox One, was it part 1, Star Wars Battlefront 1?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they come out with these trailers and it looks awesome. You're like, wow, I can't wait to play that. And I remember Battlefront from the 360, and I played that. I played Battlefront on the 360, and it was a lot of fun. But when it came out on the Xbox One, it came out like unfinished. Like, it didn't have a lot of like meat to it. It was just play online. Here's a couple of maps. Here's a couple of modes, and that's it. You know, have at it. People got bored quick. They're like, we want more. You know, you showed all this cool stuff on videos, on the trailers. It's not fun. Like, it looked like it would be fun. So a lot of people lost interest. Even though, you know, a lot of us are big fans of Star Wars, and we'd like to play a lot of their games, but I don't know. It wasn't it didn't meet their expectations. So now they're asking, you know, come on, you know, give us the benefit of the doubt, you know, but
It better be good then.
yeah, a lot of people aren't willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. That's the thing.
Did you play it?
Huh?
Did you play it, Battlefront?
Not the new one for the
It's
Xbox
good.
One.
I like
It was. But like I said, a lot of people, you know, it ran out of.
They wanted more. Like,
You ran out of stuff. Did it even have a single player? No, right? But then again, they didn't have any. I mean, even the ones on the 360, I don't think had any. All right. I don't know about that one.
Well, I heard that. What were they saying that that the season pass is gonna be free, but they're gonna have microtransactions. So
They're gonna change it.
yeah,
What do you-
no, the second one, because you know they have the pre-order and then like get
Oh, you get the season pass.
yeah, everybody gets season. The season pass is free because that's what Overwatch does, right? So
Oh.
like when there's new stuff, they just give it to you for free and.
So
what's
what-
gonna have microtransactions?
What
in
would that be though?
it? What
What would you pay for?
you probably pay for skins and stuff.
So not really game mechanics like.
Like Overwatch, they don't really anything you get there is just changes your outfit.
So your looks.
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you want to have your character all blinged out or whatever, then yeah, you probably spend money. But
But
I
not to
don't
get
see
the
the
better
point.
gun.
I don't see the point of microtransactions in like in
Star Wars.
Overwatch or Star, Wars. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, because I know in Call of Duty, you know, people just want that new gun that's
Yeah.
yeah, and people are like, oh, why would I spend money on a new gun and just put it in the thing for everybody? But
Mm-hmm.
that's how they make their money.
Yeah. All right. Battlegrounds makes fan-made zombie mode official. So normally in Battlegrounds, players crouch behind bathroom doors, waiting to shoot whomever bursts in. A few weeks ago, fans riffed on that theme with Battlegrounds zombie mode, where instead of hiding in crevices, players gun down hordes of ravenous player-controlled zombies. It was an instant success in the community and on Twitch. Yesterday, Battlegrounds devs announced that they'll be making an official zombie mode for the game. In zombie mode, a squad of players will defend themselves against a server full of zombies. It will be bloody and there will be neck biting. Initial reactions were mixed. On Twitter, hundreds of fans celebrated Battlegrounds' next play mode. On top of yesterday's news that devs are adding in climbing, vaulting, and weather, a zombie mode is just another facet of an increasingly deep game. But nearly equal contingent beg Battleground devs to just optimize the dang game instead. So, I don't know. I want to try Battlegrounds. Everybody's giving it a. There's a lot of hype around that game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Just wait till the next game comes around. It's gonna be because I remember when DayZ. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah.
The hype was all over that. So I bought it. It was like $20, and I didn't like it.
No.
It's because there are different servers, and then people just run like they all know each other.
Yeah.
So they just run. If you're a noob, they're just gonna go and after you and kill you for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then right now, like on Steam, it's down. I checked the reviews. It's like negative.
Oh wow.
Like dang.
See, people don't know that they screw themselves over by doing that. Back in the day, before I was a first-person shooter guy, well, I'm still not that good at it, but I've always been like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. That's my games, or Super Mario.
Oldie.
Yeah, but then I met Raul and Jimmy, and they always play, Halo. There was Halo this, Halo that, Call of Duty. Well, there wasn't a Call of Duty at that time, but I had just gotten Halo 1, and they were playing Halo 2, I think, on the Xbox. I had just gotten Halo 1 on the computer, so I put it in the computer and I played it, and I was like, this is cool, but I couldn't control the freaking, like I wasn't good at aiming, and I had the mouse and keyboard, so I would play mouse and keyboard, and I really sucked at aiming, and I ended up buying me a controller for the Xbox, for the computer, and I got better at it. And I remember one time, one thing about that though is there's servers. You would have to pick a server to play a game, so you look and there's hundreds of servers, and you're like, a lot of them were locked. You had to have a passcode to get in. So I was like, what the hell is this? I would try to click on them, it wouldn't let me in. I never really played games like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally get into one, and it would say right there, just guns, no, just the handgun. And at that time, the handgun was very overpowered on Halo 1. It was one shot, and it was a kill. You shoot him in the head, pa, and you could zoom in on the gun. One zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all they would play was that, and no shields or whatever. And so I'd get in there and constantly die. And then finally nobody was around me, and so I'd go, and I finally got decent at it. And like you said, there would be, I'd join the server, and then everybody on the server is like, who's this guy? I don't know him. And they start, and they're writing on the thing, they're steady chatting. Who the hell are you? What the hell? Why are you here? And I'm like, because I want to play the game. They would
It was open.
They would boot me out. They would kick me out of the
I
game.
know.
First, they would attack me. All of them, like you said. And then I'd be like, either I would leave or they would kick me out of the game. They would boom, you were booted from the server, It's like, well, the server damn thing was open. Shit, I didn't know it was a private
I
thing,
know.
and it would happen a lot. And I would get frustrated, man. I'd be like, what the hell? And one time I found a server that was decent, and I was already getting decent at the game. We had nothing but rocket launchers, right? Everybody had rocket launchers. We were all invisible. But when you move, you can see that somebody's there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're running around invisible with rocket launchers, just shooting at the ground. And you wouldn't run out of bullets. It was unlimited ammo. So you're just running around, bah, bah, bah. And I remember one time I had joined, and I was all having fun. I was doing real good. And this other guy, I saw this new guy join after me. And he's on there trying to talk. Hey, guys. Hey, how's everybody? Nobody would answer him. And then he's playing, and I see him come up across from me. So I start shooting at him. And we're moving like this. I was on one side of the canyon. He was on another. And we were just shooting rockets at each other. And you could see the rockets just coming slowly, coming at each other, like that. So I would shoot, and I'd move over, shoot, move over, shoot, move over, shoot. And I was just dodging his. He got all confused, and I kept killing him. He came back, and I killed him again. He came back. He ended up leaving. Man, y'all suck, man. Y'all are too good for me. I was the newest one on the damn game. Like, oh, well. But, yeah. Those were the good old days. Playing on the freaking computer. Halo 1. I didn't know what the hell. I didn't even know Halo was such a big game.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I couldn't beat the single player. Like, for the longest time, I could not beat the single player until I got good online. And then I went back to the single player, and I could play it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of Bungie, let's talk about Destiny 2.
Really?
Yeah. Go a little bit further. Bungie confirms Destiny 2 is running at 30 frames per second on Xbox One X. This is some bullshit. This is bull. Because Xbox One X, the all-powerful, the almighty powerful console, we all should bow to it.
Whatever.
And it freaking can't run it at 60 frames per second? What the hell?
Exactly.
This is some bullshit. I can't. And Bungie should be. They're top of the line. We were just talking about Halo, and they can't make his shit run at 60 frames. Oh yeah, this trip. $500 for the console, which I'm buying.
You gonna buy it?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it.
No.
Faith is getting the old Xbox. Mikey has the newest one now. So what does
He
he
gets
need?
nothing.
What does he
Nothing.
need? So I give me the Xbox One X, and Faith will get the Xbox One, and I'm not getting Destiny 2 because it's not gonna run at 60 frames per second. I got the 4K TV. I'm ready to go on that. What the hell, man? I don't get it. Why?
Well, a lot of people don't have like 4K or 60 frames and so on.
Did I don't give a damn about other people.
Because I don't play games. The only time I play 60 frames is in the PC. And that's
I
smooth.
know, because
it goes up to like 90 frames, and I'm like, okay. Or
Well, you
100.
got an awesome how do you call it, video card.
Yeah.
But in 360 and Xbox One, I guess most games are running at 30.
Yeah.
But This is the almighty
Mhm.
Xbox One X that everyone should bow down to. And it can't run it at 60 frames. What the hell is this bullshit?
Calm down, drama queen.
Oh, my bad. So that pissed me off. That's the only reason I showed this. Because I'm not too hyped on Destiny. I mean, like I said, the first one was eh. I mean, it looked like quality. I just couldn't stand the way the the shooting was. Like, you sit there and you unload, 4 or 5.
Yeah, that game is more like a team game.
Yeah, you have to have other people with you.
Mhm.
And I was playing by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some missions you need to have people. Because y'all just go into the cave or whatever and just
Yeah, swarm
do
the guy and kick his
everything
ass. Yeah. No, I couldn't. I was like, oh, hell no. And see, Mikey couldn't play with me because he was using my copy to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Destiny 2. But still, I don't like that he can't play it in 60 frames.
Mm-hmm.
It says Destiny 2 will be released for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in September 6th. So, it was, let me see, 2 days ahead of its previous launch announcement, which was September 8th. So, all right, let's mention Life is Strange. Somebody likes that game. Did you ever play it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
So Life is Strange Before the Storm ditches the time rewind, and that's for the best.
Yeah.
So did nobody like the time rewind?
No, well,
it's
it's
cool.
a different character, so.
It's
But-
another character.
Yeah, and then. Well, yeah.
It
that's
messed everything up.
So it wasn't until 20 minutes into my half hour of Life is Strange Before the Storm presentation that we were told this game doesn't have the rewind mechanic. That was a staple of the original. Honestly, it wasn't even on my mind. It always felt like the weakest part of Life is Strange because developers don't nod built a world where you wanted to be accountable. The supernatural is gone this time, and so is the emphasis on fixing things. Playing as brown-haired Chloe Price Before the Storm is more about messing things up. Max's story was about rewinding time to arrive at an optimal solution. Max, in theory at least, left her footprint by trying to make everything better. Chloe, burgeoning Helion,
Hellion?
Helion is just about to get hers. A good example came in the hands-off demo they were shown at a divey rock club on the edge of town. Chloe wanted a band t-shirt. The vendor who was selling them out of the trunk of his car wanted $20. Instead of forking over the cash, Chloe quietly released his parking brake so that the car rolled out of the club. While he was distracted, she took a shirt and his $200 from the sales.
Oh my god.
Then she paid a debt to a drug dealer,
Oh my.
Frank from Life is Strange, and got a dime bag to boot. Goddamn. This is a bad girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another indicator of the shift in tone comes in the optional events. Max was a photographer, always snapping pictures of things that gave her inspiration. Chloe, on the other hand, tags items with spray paint. She makes her own inspiration, though, through pretty vandalism. We saw her deface a saw blade with the words, "Sit and spin." Before the Storm will revolve mostly around Chloe's origin story. And a big chunk of that has to do with Rachel Amber, the girl gone missing from the original, plays a leading role here. As we see how her friendship and maybe more ship impacts Chloe during such formative years. Make no mistake about it, Chloe's still the star. As for the setting, this takes place 3 years prior to the events of Max's story. Chloe's still dealing with the death of her father from 2 years ago, and as the presenter points out, she's burning bridges both at home and school. She's figuring herself out just as Max was doing in Life is Strange. Something tells me it'll feel a bit more impactful when important life moments can't just be retconned on the fly. So, Faith, are you ready to play this game?
Mhm.
Life is
Yeah,
Strange.
I know Mikey is.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh my God, Faith, you know they're making new Life is Strange." I was like, "Okay." He's way more excited than I
Alex, too.
am.
Alex is like, oh my god. Yeah, it was funny because we were watching this show and he's like, well, we should put a good game. And that game comes up. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, well, there's your good game.
There's your good
It's
game.
just funny right after he said that.
Yeah. So another thing to note is that Chloe's prequel won't be as drawn out as the original game. This is set across 3 episodes, each 2 to 3 hours long. The premiere episode releases on August 31st. That's when we'll see if this captures the same essence as Max's story. At first glance, it may be by a different studio and it may have a different tone, but it's still very Life is Strange.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all ready for that one, huh?
Mm-hmm. I didn't
Cool.
even finish it. I just seen.
I've watched
Gameplay.
Faithy play a lot
I
of it.
played it like 3 times all over again, doing different choices.
Okay, next up is Atari teases a mystery new console. Or something.
What?
Atari has begun teasing a new product called the Atari Box. But right now the company is being so vague that we have next to no idea what it is. A website for the Atari Box first surfaced on Friday, holding a short teaser video that describes the device as a brand new Atari product years in the making. It shows a device styled after the company's retro consoles, with fake wood grain and slated black plastic on top. And that's it. The website for the Atari Box is so bare bones that it almost looks fake. Official Atari channels don't link to it at all. And the site appears to have been made with the free website Builder Wix.
Oh my God.
Atari isn't just slapping its name on the box, but a representative from Atari confirmed to The Verge that the Atari Box is real. However, an announcement isn't planned just yet, so it sounds like the product won't be unveiled at E3 this week, which I don't think. Oh well, E3 still going on, right?
Today was the last thing.
Today was the last day? Okay. Despite the timing of this teaser video, there's a ton of reasons to be skeptical of anything Atari. The company is far from its glory days, and at this point, mostly just republishes classic titles like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Atari also licenses its name out for other companies to slap on their products, which is why an Atari-branded Smart Dog collar was announced last year. For the Atari Box, we're told that Atari itself is involved in its creation. It sounds like a partner is also working on the device in some way, but the partnership is said to involve more than just licensing the Atari name. This makes the product sound a bit more intriguing, even if it's still hard to imagine an exciting Atari device in 2017. It's possible we could be looking at a new mini console like the NES Classic. Oh yeah, it could be like that. That plays retro games, but Atari partners already publish a bunch of these. So if this is something new, it's not clear what Atari has in mind. Either way, Atari has a tough road ahead to make the Atari Box stand out. But yeah, it could be kind of like the NES Classic or the Super NES Classic.
Did they announce that already? The Super?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to when
It
it's.
was just rumors last time I heard. I don't know.
Well, no, it's out. I mean, it's official.
Oh, it's confirmed.
That's probably why they're getting rid of the NES Classic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they stopped selling that because they're gonna bring the new one out.
I want that one.
So I'm wondering if the new ones, then after that one, they're gonna bring out the GameCube. What the hell, Classic? Just keep the trend going.
GameCube. Yeah. Oh, I thought. Wait,
It was
no, it was 64.
Nintendo 64.
64. Then.
Then the GameCube.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, no, it was the CDs. That's the GameCube.
Okay. Do I want to get into it?
Xbox. I think everybody knows that one already.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be the new Xbox One X is gonna be $500. When is it coming out? It's November.
Yeah, November.
Y'all see the date there anywhere?
Wait, no, that's not it.
It's like November 11th or November 7th. But yeah, 4K games. I like that they're coming out with Forza 7. That's one that I like. Forza 7 looks pretty cool.
Forza always has good graphics, but nobody plays it.
Shit, I play it. November 7th, worldwide, Xbox One X. Pre-orders aren't available yet because it hasn't passed the FCC. You know, but
Dang, what if it doesn't pass?
no, it will. It's just that they need to come out with one, you know, that they can sell, like one that's ready to go, so they can show it to the FCC, so they can, you know, give it the
approval.
the approval. Yeah. We know about all the teraflops. It has all the teraflops already.
Teraflops. That's a funny
Yep.
word.
2 USB 3.0 ports, HDMI in, HDMI out, power socket, Ethernet port, optical output, IR output. And it's got all the stuff on it. I even got the comparison here with
on air, guys.
we're on air.
Quems.
It's gonna have a terabyte hard drive, which what I don't like is that it's not an SD. They should have put an SD in that sucker.
Then it'll be 700.
I know that's right. Probably more. $1,000 new Xbox. It's gonna have 218 gigabit of memory bandwidth. The actual memory is gonna have 8 gigs of GDDR5, 1 gig of GDDR3. AMD Radeon card running at 911 megahertz. Yep, it's gonna be fast. All right, let's talk about the new Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Oh no.
I'm excited.
I know you are.
Why are you so excited about it?
Check it out.
Why
Hit,
so-
hit play.
Oh,
Everybody, check it out.
no.
It looks awesome, and it's gonna play like
The TV show?
no, like Mortal Kombat, or what is it? Capcom versus whatever. You know, kind of like a Street Fighter game almost, where you're you know, it's sideways like that.
Oh.
It's not gonna be like like
You
the
can
last.
fly around.
Yeah, you can go up. You can fly up, and you know y'all can both go. And one can be at the bottom, one can be way up.
But you can only go sideways.
But you can only go front and back, left or right. See, you can go up. You see?
Yeah, I think more people are gonna play this one then.
Yeah, I didn't like the other one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, that's
know.
why I don't play them, because you go
They
around
go-
in circles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't like that. This one's gonna be better, I think. It looks. I
It
mean,
looks good.
it-
Though, no lie.
looking at it like that, it looks
Mhm.
badass. I don't play that all day and all night.
People were gonna have tournaments and everything with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3v3.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if you have options like just 1 versus 1 or.
Most likely.
So while we got a glimpse of the Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z yesterday, today people are uploading full matches, and the game looks sick. Something about going 2.5D really accentuates the action while sticking true to the anime roots. Developed by Arc Systems, the game looks a bit like what you might expect out of a Marvel vs. Capcom title. The whole thing is V versus 3 characters, meaning you can pair up some silly combinations to assist each other. If not, drop in and out. The flashiness of powerful moves is awesome. And I think this one comes out next year too. Doesn't have a date. But yeah, I really would like to play that. That looks crazy. That is very flashy.
Even I would like to play that.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
looks-
like
it
it
look-
that much.
Yeah, I know, but it looks so cool, right?
It reminds me of Street Fighter.
Yeah, it does. That's why I like it a lot. All right, so that's cool. We can just sit here and watch that for the rest of the show. All right, what else? Go to Minecraft right quick. Put up that picture. Minecraft looks completely different, like a completely different game in 4K. Did y'all see the 4K Minecraft? Do y'all care?
Yeah.
I haven't
Well.
seen it, so I have to see.
Yeah, they're adding shaders to it. excited.
Yeah, so when you look at it at the picture, you can see blades of grass on the 4K version.
Can't see that.
You can see that it's water. You can see that they're actually trees and stuff. Just get over there. You can walk over there. No. It doesn't look as blocky, you see.
Yeah.
More realistic. Still in the theme of Minecraft,
Yeah.
but better graphics.
You never seen people play? Because I have a video on my channel
a 4K?
playing Minecraft like that. With
Oh,
shaders.
with the
With shaders mod?
upgraded.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, so nice.
Yeah. I think Mikey's done that. I might have seen
I
Mikey.
don't know. It's probably. But yeah, you need a strong PC for that.
Oh, okay, to run.
Yeah, it's a lot of power running in the game.
Okay, so the super duper graphics pack.
I don't like the name though.
Yeah.
It's too childish. The super,
Super
duper.
We're talking about Minecraft, sir.
Oh,
Super
wait,
duper
oh, wait.
pull-ups.
It's too childish.
Well,
Minecraft.
it's all the kids play in Minecraft.
Super
That's what my
duper
sister
pull-ups.
plays. She's like, the other day, because I always let her play in 360 Minecraft, and so she went to the living room. She's like, oh, I can't find the 360 control, so I'm playing the Xbox One. So I'm like, okay, go, because she already knows how to move this stuff around.
Yeah.
Like, okay, go ahead and play. I'm like, nah, I think
She hides it so
hides
she
the
can go
controller,
play
she
the
can
new
play
one.
it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She ain't dumb.
Mm-mm.
That's a smart little girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then now she's playing on the computer, and I taught her how to play Roblox. So she has her hand on the keyboard and the mouse over here,
And she can do it.
and she can do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Blanca can't. The boss can't do that.
Yeah, she's just like playing, and then she be talking to the people on the game, but it's limited. Like it, in her count, it says under 13 or whatever.
Yeah.
So, cause she's a kid. It shows, so she can't be buying stuff or anything
Okay.
unless approval. or
Unless
whatever.
yeah.
But
Wait till she sees y'all type in a password and then
Yeah.
she'll be doing it
Nah,
herself.
nah, but she talks to people and she's like, okay, let's play this game and this and that. I'm like, hey.
What people?
Who's she playing online?
Oh shit! She starts chatting.
Yes.
That's something I never did.
I know.
Damn.
I'm like, she's 6 years old chatting with people. I'm looking at her, like just to see what she types or whatever. And she asked me, well, how you spell the school or whatever, and then I tell her and she types it. And she has friends on there now, and she's like, okay, let me click this one chat. Okay, let's play the high school, Roblox high school, and then okay, I don't know how old the people are, but they only play people 13 and younger or whatever, but still people can lie their age though.
Yeah. They can lie. All right, let's mention our sponsor, Parties for You.
No.
Yes.
Over.
All right, let's mention our sponsor, our number one sponsor here at SCP Radio is Parties for You, the best margarita machine rentals in Houston. Give them a call. Ask for George Gonzalez. Let him know that SCP told you to call him. Get you a dual margarita, double machine, and get you some Hellraiser and some Mango Passion. Those two are exclusive to Parties for You. George came up with the flavors, with the recipes. Those are his exclusive mixes. So give him a call. The number's 281-748-0057. That's 281-748-0057. And try it out for your next quinceañera party, birthday party, wedding, any event, any type of event. If y'all are throwing a big barbecue cook off or
Super Bowl stuff.
something, anything, you have a big event, give them a call. They can come and set up 20 machines and all this, like they can do their full bar service. So call them. They can handle any size gig. Like I said, if y'all are doing a big old cook off or doing a big festival and y'all need to have a booth with margarita machines, to be selling out there, give him a call. He can handle it. He don't play around. He ain't small fry. He does big events, or if you're just having a party at the house, rent a machine from him, you know. And like I said, Hellraiser, Mango Passion. He's won all kinds of awards with the Hellraiser. He hasn't put the Mango Passion in tournament in how do you call it, those contests yet, but the Hellraiser he has, and he always wins. So you need to try it. So let him know that SCP Radio sent you. And let's mention our last sponsor before we go, and that's going to be Alberta's Best Bet Bail Bonds. So don't gamble with your freedom. If you're always out and about getting into trouble, like Junior, you know, see how he showed up real late? He was probably out getting
I was driving
drunk.
all the way going towards Galveston.
He was over there in Galveston partying with chicks. And that's why he wasn't here, getting his drink on with chicks.
Yep.
So if you're like him and you end up getting busted and they take your ass to jail, they tell you got one call, remember the number, 713-BEST-BET. Okay, it's easy to remember, 713-BEST-BET. Call Miss Alberta, tell her your situation. She'll get you out on bond. So, like I said, don't gamble with your freedom. Remember that number, 713-BEST-BET. And if you're like Faithy
Shit.
and don't know that you can type in best bet on there,
Exactly.
the number is 713-237-8238. That's 713-237-8238. That stands for best bet, Faith, just so you know. And let her know that SCP Radio sent you. All right, that's it. That's the end of the show. Anything else y'all want to mention? Oh, I wanted to say also on the E3 Xbox thing, they're gonna bring regular Xbox games
Oh yeah.
forward compatibility, backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So you'll be
That
able
was
to.
a surprise.
They
I'm like,
yeah, that's extra. That's like Crimson Skies that everybody talks about. That's flying airplanes, you know, and you're shooting down other stuff or whatever. That everybody talks about that game. I never had an Xbox. I had a PS2, so I never played Crimson Skies, but everybody's been, you know, making a big big noise about that. You know, they're all excited. So I think that's just extra. I mean, if you see a game you like, I mean, bam, you got it right there. So that's pretty cool. All right. Yay. This fool. I guess thanks for listening, everybody. You can find me on Twitter at Space Cadet Pro, on Facebook at Michael Lopez, and on scpradio.com. Where can we find you, Hector?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. It's at Tamale Boys.
At Tamale Boys. Faithy, where can we find you?
Nowhere.
Awesome. And Wally.
You can find me with a cold beer in my hand,
Always.
underneath the tree. No, just kidding. You can find me at Wally Silvers on Instagram.
At who?
Instagram.
At Wally Silvers. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. You can email us at scpradio@spacecadetpro.com and leave us a voicemail at 832-910-7727. If you leave us a voicemail, you want to say something on the show, we can play it on the next show. So don't forget, the number is 832-910-7727. And that's going to be it for Source Code News, episode number 23. See you guys next week.
This is your boy, Light Jockey Mike, and I just wanted to thank you for supporting SCP Radio. That's the end of our show, but please be sure to check us out on spacecadetpro.com, where you will be able to watch our videos, find and like all of our social media accounts, and chat with us. While you are there, click on the radio tab, where you will be able to see the show schedule and all of the different ways to reach us. You can also listen to us from there if you are on a PC or laptop. Thanks again, and remember, we are the future in entertainment.